big companies are starting to hire again, defying prediction of AI wipeout. Now, what's basically is happening? Businesses realizing that replacing a person with AI agent is not so straightforward. And even then, think of it this way, even then, if you relocate all you do to AI, to Claude, to Gemini or whoever, and your business operates and brings the money, somebody said like really smartly, you don't have a business. Claude have a business. Gemini have a business, because then what they can do, they can just simply optimize what you do and eliminate you from the loop. So what we see as well, that AI is still prone to very silly mistakes. The AI does not care whether you do something and that fails at the end in a spectacular way. They will not readjust the course like, oops, that was really bad. It's like the memes on LinkedIn are circulating where the person shows the mushroom and the AI says, yes, you can eat that. And then the next one is a grave of a person and the AI is saying like, oh, you were correct. Would you like to learn more about poisonous mushrooms? Yes. So it turns out that humans are still better at the task, and hopefully we will be for a long time. But there's a clear advantage. If you know how to use AI, if you're proficient, this can really boost and really accelerate your performance. Think of it this way. It's like invention of car, yes? Before that, you had a horse and a cart, and suddenly with a car, you could travel across the whole UK in a day, whereas with the horse, that would take you weeks. So same here with the productivity, hopefully, what you could do within, let's say, a month, you can maybe achieve within a week.
Well, it is positive news because it's completely changing the direction of the big organizations, and smaller ones will follow. Because, like you said, we covered the IKEA case study, which showed 8,500 employees. So they were not sucked. The company found a way to kind of reskill them, to use them as a resource and alongside AI, and that brought huge revenue to the business. So if you've missed that, make sure to watch the previous episode. But obviously, the other companies are following the suit. So in the article from Wall Street Journal, they talk about the Google Alphabet informing the investors that they will be hiring more people alongside investment in AI in order to provide value to the business. And this is a big game changer because the employers' organizations realize that you need to have human in the loop in the whole process in order to apply AI in a responsible way with trust, with fairness. It has to be done in a proper way. More important news for Europe was from June this year, and it was about the European Commission proposing the tech sovereignty package. And the big statements from Ursula von der Leyen: we cannot afford to depend on others for technologies that keep our hospitals running, our energy grid stable, and our services secure. So the package is covering semiconductors, AI, cloud, and open source. So we have like a Chips Act 2.0, the Cloud and AI Development Act, plus a new EU open source strategy. What do you think about this, Tom? I think it's a game changer for Europe, and it's a follow-up on some decisions which were made last year.
First of all, the links to all the articles will be in the show notes, so feel free to read them. And the Chips Act, I think, is super important. I mean, so think of it this way. ASML, which is one of the best companies we have in Europe, produces the machines which allows all these big tech businesses create chips. Yes. So we have the technology that builds the machinery that is able to create those super fantastic chips, like Apple M processors, NVIDIA processors, their GPUs and so on. But if you want to build something like this in Europe, it will not happen overnight. It will take years to create one of these manufacturing plants. It can take something like 5-10 years to build up and get to the full spec and so on. So the Chip Act is obviously very important because that will enable us to produce our own hardware, so we don't have to rely. So especially the world is trying to close because of what's happening in a big part in US. So they're trying to start to control and they're tightening everything. Obviously, other big countries like China, they might follow the suit. They still support the open corporations selling and trading across the nations. But there might be a situation where they'll close. So having independent semiconductor industry for Europe is extremely important. Not to mention, if for any chance China would decide to invade Taiwan, we would lose all access to all the semiconductors immediately. So having independence on that side is very, very important.
So it's a very politically driven discussion. And the whole thing about digital sovereignty is to have an option.